We welcome you to our classes. Today's subject is General Journal. Let us look at a question first. In which book of prime entry is the contra between the sales ledger account and purchase ledger account recorded? Four options are given: cash book, general journal, purchase journal, sales journal. You have to choose one. Let's move on to the subject, general journal. Since this is talking more about transactions, recording, etc., we wanted to give a brief introduction to this subject before we handle the topic. Any event or activity that changes the financial position of a business is transaction. In other words, it has to be an economic event. Next, we should be able to express that in terms of money. For an example, rain, flood, these are big events, but since it cannot be expressed in terms of money, this will not fall under transactions. Therefore, transactions are the business events measured in money first and recorded in the financial record of particular enterprise. Dear students, with every transaction or every event, a source document will come into being. For an example, even if we travel by bus, a ticket is issued, that ticket is a source document. Therefore, source document is anything that documents or describes a transactions. Just for the understanding, few source documents are shown here. Invoice, normally generated during sales, purchases, etc. Bills, mostly used for service, say electricity bill, water bill. Receipts, when we make a payment as an acknowledgement, it is given to us. Statement, bank statements. For an example, we pick bank charges, interest, other details from that document. Deposit slips. When we deposit money, either cash or check into the bank, we keep a copy. That is a source document as well. When we have a claim or anything to receive, we raise debit notes. Similarly, credit notes are generated when a debtor returns a sold good, petty cash vouchers, employee time cards, and there are many more. By picking information from source document, when we enter, either it is in prime entry book or when we are posting to ledger, the following informations are necessary. One, date. Two, description. It is not describing anything, but primarily the name of the corresponding account where the other entry would be has to be mentioned. Folio, page, reference, where the corresponding entry is. Next one, amount of course. Students, we have introduced a slide, understanding of which will be very useful later on. Recurring transaction and non-recurring transactions. Recurring transaction that takes place very often. An example, sales in a trading business, a top activity. Next one is purchase of furniture. This will not take place sometime once in many years and not on a daily basis. Journal entries on credit sales. is shown here. A Limited debit, sales credit. David debit, sales credit. King's Brothers debit, sales credit. Bertie debit, sales credit. Diana debit, sales credit. Now here we have repeated the sales credit 5 times. Is there any benefit other than it involves work but no gains? It doesn't stop there. If you see, the same sales have to be posted into the ledger account 5 times. That involves extra work as well. These credit sales can be entered in another format as well, which is shown here in blue color, where the names of all the sales, the debtors are mentioned and totaled up as one entry. It is posted to the sales account, giving the same results. For recurring transaction, journal entries are not used. Instead, they use specialized daybooks, reserving journal entries for non-recurring transactions. Few of the books of prime entries are mentioned here. Each of them have a different purpose. Sales daybook will enter only credit sales, nothing but credit sales. Purchases daybook, exclusive for credit purchases. Similarly, sales return daybook, purchase return daybook. Cash book is only for cash transactions. Petty cash book, therefore, the journal which is accommodating all transactions which are not accommodated by any other day books. General journal is the original book of prime entry. It's an all-purpose book of prime entry, and now in use it is kept only for special events or non-recurring events. Few general journal entries are shown here. If you see, the first one is talking about purchase of a non-current assets. Second one, provision of a accrual expenditure. The third one is discount received. This will be an adjustment to the creditor's account. Next one, a suspense account, a correction to the trial balance to adjust the difference. Fifth one is about closing up of all revenue accounts at the year end and opening up new accounts in the new year. As you would note, all these 5 examples are 5 different varieties. That is to say, general ledger, the application is general, universal, all purpose, and unrestricted. Now let's move on to the question. Okay, a debtor who purchases things from us will appear in the sales ledger control account. Say for an example, if the same person or the same concern is selling goods to us, then he will have an account in the purchase ledger control as well, in 2 places. One is in sales control account, other one is in the purchase ledger control account. When he settles bills, he may deduct what is due to him and only pay the balance. Therefore, an amount will remain in the purchase ledger control account. In order to clear that, a contra entry would be made. Now the question is, which day book or journal entry is most suited? It doesn't involve any cash, therefore A, cash book is not the answer. C, purchase journal will only accommodate credit purchases. D, sales journal will accommodate only credit sales. Therefore, the answer is B. General Journal. Hope the students have understood. Dear students, we have attached a flashcard for you all to remind yourself of the lessons that we have learned today. As you all know, this presentation is made to you by our YouTube channel, SL Account School. We kindly request you to subscribe, like, share, and also inform all your fellow students or those who are interested. Thank you very much.